Max cushion, max comfort, but is the Nimbus 27 by ASICS worth your miles? Find out in today's full review. Welcome back, I'm Cody with The Shoe with Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We're talking about the ASICS Nimbus 27. This is their latest max cushion daily trainer shoe. In this video, I'm going to cover the good, the bad, and the verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now before I dive into all that goodness, I do need to point out one thing. This shoe was provided to me by ASICS, but they have no idea what I'm going to say in this review, and they have no control over any of the content I make for them. I also have a big favor to ask y'all. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the ASICS Nimbus 27. Because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to talk about the positives first. And honestly, the number one has to be this foam. I mean, this Flight Foam Blast Plus, it is just so freaking comfortable underfoot. And there's a ton of it. I think there's about like 42 millimeters of it. That's a lot of stack. And it feels just really nice ripping it off. It's just comfortable underfoot. I've been using this for daily miles, long runs, and recovery miles. I think it fits really well in those categories. I think this extra stack just feels really nice. They added stack this year, and I'm hoping, and so far it looks like it's going to help with the durability. I know some folks thought the previous version, it just wasn't as durable, but I'm thinking with the extra stack, I'm not really seeing much creasing. It's definitely going to be more durable. The upper, honestly, I really like this upper for like, it just gets the job done. I like a shoe that's a little bit more padded, especially for like that daily trainer or recovery day shoe, and it just really works for me. I lock it down and I have no issues at all. I have a wideish foot, and I thought it was very accommodating to me. I went true to size. I went with my 9.5, and honestly, it worked perfectly. I wear a 9.5 in all shoes, at least majority of them. And this one 9.5, and I thought the length was perfect. I thought the width was absolutely perfect. I thought the upper was very accommodating to my foot, and at no point did I feel like I was squeezing into it. Honestly, this shoe I clicked off the miles, and I just felt really good. Now, honestly, this isn't a shoe I'm picking the pace up. I felt better at that cruising pace. I locked in a pace and just went with it. Again, for $165, you're gonna get a ton of stack. A lot of comfort up there. Again, kind of what I mentioned before. Max comfort, max cushion, kind of sums up the ASICS Nimbus 27 for me. With the good, you do know there has to be some negative. And one of the negatives for me is it's on the heavier side. This is definitely a heavier shoe. While the Nimbus means clouds and things like that, it's not cloud. It's on the heavier side, and it definitely feels like that. The longer I ran on this, the heavier it felt. The other thing is, while I said it accommodates my foot, I'm going to point out, I think some folks with a more narrow foot might have issues. So right here, I can kind of see it a little bit. There's a crease right there from where my foot is. I think if you have more narrow foot than I do, you're going to see some bunching right there, which I know for some folks, that's just going to be annoying. I don't think it's going to affect a lot of people, but I do know some folks, and y'all hit me up on my DMs, I got a narrow foot. Why am I getting bunching right there? Again, I do think that could be a potential issue right there. I think it's the weight, and I do think it's the kind of the wideness of it is not going to work for everybody. But honestly, there's not a lot that I don't like about this shoe. I would say those are the two ones I wish it was a little bit lighter. But when you add more stack, you kind of are expecting a little bit more weight. And I do think for my narrow-footed friends, you might run into some issues. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and now you want to know, should you buy this shoe? Honestly, for me, this is definitely going to go on that buy side. With the caveat, if you're looking for a recovery day shoe, a max cushion shoe for those daily miles, or a long run shoe, you don't really care about the pace, I think this is perfect. $165 isn't terrible, and I think you're going to get 400 plus miles in the shoe. If you want a shoe to pick the paces up, Personally, I just think there's better options out there. This is not a daily trainer that flexes towards that speed. This is a daily trainer that flexes towards that recovery max cushion. Again, it really depends on your preference. The other thing is, if you're a person with a narrow foot, I would recommend try this on before you buy, because again, it didn't bother me, but I am telling you, that tongue might be an issue for you. Again, not a deal breaker, but one of those things I want to point out before you buy the shoe. Again, for $165, you get a ton of stack, a ton of comfort, and a lot of cushion right there from ASICS. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and you heard my verdict. Now I want to hear from you. Did you like this shoe? Did you love the shoe? Be honest. Did you hate it? Drop a comment down below. I'm curious how you're enjoying this shoe or not enjoying it, and how you're using it in your rotation. As always, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and until next time, I'll see y'all out on the road. Thanks for checking out this latest review. Don't forget, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out some of the other rad content that I've dropped out on the channel.